Since the start of the revolution, the medical sector has been hit the worst in Syria. This after many medical facilities were destroyed, hundreds of medics killed, and vast majority of doctors fleeing the country and abandoning their people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the opportunity to build many medical projects in the blessed land of Sham and has allowed us to be a part of building the medical sector together with our brothers and sisters in Sham. Today we show you how we are tackling the challenges we have been facing for more than a decade. So join us and see how you were a part of making this happen.
Now, alhamdulillah, we have a new program where we are training medical students in our hospital, and with us is Dr. Muhammad. He's a specialist in internal medicine and is also a fellow in cardiology, and he's responsible for the medical students that are training in our hospital. كيف حكيني شوي مشان هاي برنامج للطلاب الطب ايش وضع عندنا؟
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تم الاتفاق مع جامعة إدلب كلية الطب البشري على استقبال أكثر من 200 طالب طب بشري يتوزعون بين سنة رابعة خامسة سادسة لتقديم ستاجات في هذا المستشفى، طبعا على كافة أقسام المستشفى، بالإضافة إلى تقديم المحاضرات وبرامج تأهيل وتدريب مما تتوفر في هذا المستشفى.
After meeting the president of Idlib University and the head of the medical faculty, we had come to an agreement. Now we will facilitate the training of the medical students in the liberated areas in order to produce the new batch of doctors that is required to serve the population. Our hospital is one of two major hospitals who meets the requirement to provide high quality training and experience for medical students. Alhamdulillah, we were able to build all these different departments and specialties in our hospital with your support throughout the years. This has not only allowed us to save lives, but also allowing us to build the next generation of doctors in the blessed land of Sham.
So right now we're in the CCU, this is the cardiac care unit, and we're with some of the students from the medical college of Idlib University. So we're going to speak to them and find out a bit about what they're doing here. السلام عليكم شباب، شلونكم؟ ايش هم انتم بيسوي هون؟
تدريب سريري طلاب السنة السادسة مستشفى الشفاء.
الحمد لله. The students can now practically apply the knowledge which they've been gaining in university in actual cases in the hospital, in an environment where they are surrounded by experienced doctors and have the resources needed for them to have a high standard of medical training.
الأسبوع الماضي أنا كطالب داومت الأسبوع الماضي بالإسعاف، والأسبوع هذا تم فرزي على قسم العناية القلبية. بقسم العناية القلبية استفدت موضوع إنه شفت مرضى يعني قبل ما كنت شايفون موضوع القسطرة وكيف يتم التعامل معهم سواء قبل أو بعد القسطرة، سواء التشخيصي أو العلاجي. وممكن كمان شفنا كثير مثلا حالات مثل احتشاءات وكيف تم التعامل معها.
هلا انت شفت العناية الجراحية، كمان شفت عناية قلبية، اي واحد افضل؟
تمام. هلا بالنسبة للعناية الجراحية كحالات افضل، يعني مثلا بنشاهد حالات نزف تحت العنكبوتة، نزف تحت الجافي، نزف فوق الجافي، هاي الامور لقيتها بالنسبة إلي افضل.
Alhamdulillah. So you can see the quality of the training we're able to provide in this hospital. Alhamdulillah. This is all thanks to Allah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the ability to be able to build this hospital. Firstly, thanks to Allah, and secondly, thanks to you guys. MashaAllah, you guys funded all this. And now you see these students are able to see some really rare stuff. They're medical students and they're seeing really advanced cases and so forth.
Students are assigned to different departments for a number of weeks and then they are rotated with their peers. This enables them to get different experiences in all different departments in the hospital.
So now this is the emergency department and we have quite a few medical students training here. We've got some students with one of our staff members here checking a patient, and then we also have our senior resident. Assalamu alaikum. So we have our this is one of our junior residents, so he is training the medical students as well. ايش عندك اليوم اخي؟ ايش بتدربهم اليوم؟ دربتهم شيء؟ اعطيتهم محاضرات؟
كنا نعطيهم مقاربة الألم الصدري، كونها أكثر شكاية شائعة في الإسعاف.
نعم.
تمام. وصراحة هي تعتبر تحدي للطبيب لمقاربة الألم الصدري وتحديد المريض سواء بده ينقبل في المشفى أو لا يقبل في المشفى.
So what you're seeing here is our new residents training final year medical students. Now this training is actually taking place in the emergency department because our first year resident is actually on shift. He's working in the emergency department, and if an emergency cases come, he has to stop the teaching and go and treat the patients at the same time. Alhamdulillah, you see we've put a chain of training system going on in this hospital so that we senior doctors train the residents and the residents train the medical students. So alhamdulillah, we now have a system in place which bi'idhnillah with years to come will fill that vacuum we have of a shortage of doctors.
نحن كطلاب ما بنعرف، اخذنا شيء نظري يعني بس ما مارسنا شيء عملي. فتنا لما فتنا على المشفى شفنا شيء قدامنا، يعني شفنا سحب الدم مثلا، شيء كنا ياخذونه نظري فتعلمنا هذا الشيء عملي. استفدنا خبره، استفدنا تعلمنا شيء قدامنا، صرنا نشوف شيء حالات المرضي قدامنا نشوفها يعني. الشباب ما قصر، الله يعطيه العافيه ويجزيه الخير.
Alhamdulillah. So you can see this is one thing over the years we really struggled with, which was to be able to put our medical students in training programs, because a lot of the hospitals that are funded by government-backed charities somehow were objecting to medical students training or the development of our own doctors. That's a topic for another day, but alhamdulillah, now that we are running hospitals, we have the ability to make these agreements, and alhamdulillah, you can see the situation is good here, alhamdulillah.
In the past years, we have been able to facilitate the training of resident doctors. Now we are able to provide training for medical students too. As the program develops, the new generation of medical students will gain enough knowledge and experience so that when they become resident doctors, they will already have the fundamental skills that the current resident doctors didn't have the opportunity to have. This will allow our new batch of resident doctors to be more advanced and focus more on skills needed for them to become specialists.
So this is Dr. Mahmoud. He's a داخلية resident, internal medicine. بس أنا بس كان بدي أسألك، الوقت أنت كان طلاب طب كان في هيك تدريب لبرنامج تدريب في مشافي، وكان هيك مثله موجود حاليا؟
صراحة يعني عانينا جدا في موضوع التدريب والاستئجار السنة الرابعة والخامسة والسادسة. يعني كنا ننتقل عدة مشافي، يعني ما كان في مشفى ثابت. كنا نعاني صراحة من موضوع التعليم والاستاجات، يعني ما كان في نظام هرمي، ما كان في مقيمين أعلى، ما كان في يعني أخصائي يهتم فيه. الأخصائي كان مثلا يمشي المرضى وما كان يهتم بطالب الطب مثل باقي المشافي التعليمية.
تمام. ايش رايك في هاي البرنامج نحن بلشنا في هاي مشفى؟ ايش رايك؟
ممتاز جدا.
Alhamdulillah. So you can see the improvement that's taking place now. We are working, alhamdulillah, day and night to make sure that we can fill the void that we have here in the free territories of the blessed land of Sham. Alhamdulillah, we have a plan, we have a vision, and we're working day and night to fulfill that. And we want you guys on board. We want you to be a part of that reward. This is the Sadaqah Jariyah for you guys. Think about that. We are training the future medics of the blessed land of Sham. So my brothers and sisters, you all got opportunity to come on board and help us. You can support us by sharing our content, liking it, subscribing it, and of course by making that donation and fundraising for our projects. Alhamdulillah, this is the start of something amazing. This is the start of the health sector of the whole of the blessed land of Sham. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.